Joolsedesigns at JT Creations. So this morning we're going back to Bookpages, and what I've done is I've made this Bookpage pocket. I don't know whether I can trying to, there we are. So I miss my Bookpages. I love playing with Bookpages. And what I did with this was I just dip dyed it into Rusty Hinge, Wild Honey and Dried Marigold. The Dried Marigold was, no I didn't, I did Dried Marigold, Crackling Campfire and Spiced Marmalade. The Dried Marigold was an oxide, so you know there was other colours came out. I then stenciled over the pumpkin patch, and that was my stencils that I made for last year's autumn journal. I then stitched around it in a pale apricot thread, and then I stuck some labels on and we put some little bits and pieces in. So that's just a tag that I made I think last year, and I think we will have a go. And that's me, that's my artwork on rice paper. I was playing with the with my metallic paints, and that one's got a little, and I've my autumn ribbons that I found. I had to manipulate it, the ribbon, to get it to say autumn on both sides. I won't do that on video. I'll let you play with that one yourself. I then put one of my autumn harvest moons tags. I still haven't done them. I will do them. And I learned how to do the Celtic heart knot because I quite like them. And then one of the journal cards, and that's just white because I printed it out on white, and then I just put a grommet in and a little knot. So I like my little pockets. I like my little Bookpage pockets. Yeah, these pockets are nice, but that just looks junk journal to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to do one. Now I've already dip dyed this. As I said, it was Dried Marigold, Crackling Campfire and Spiced Marmalade. And these Bookpages, it's from Encyclopedias. It's thin paper. So what I did was I stuck 3 together, and I've got some here that I'm going to be playing with there. You can see, and it makes them quite, you know, quite sort of like substantial, because I'll do an autumn one and then I'm going to go either to my tickets or my botanical, because I'm working on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 journals, and then I've got my beachy one to start on, so I really need to get a move on. So once I've got my Bookpage and I've done whatever I've done to it, I need to decide what page. Now obviously in these journals I always have lots of lined pages, but I also do the same picture without lines, and I also have some plain papers in. So I think this one, because that one is on that one, so maybe I need to put it on. I don't want to cover me pumpkin spice. Oh dearie me. Nope, it's going on that one. Definitely going on that one because I think it looks nice. Now I know that this is the right width for me bending it over. My Bookpages are 5 3/4. This is 6 3/4, so it means I can have a 1/2 inch folding at each side. What I usually do is I just do the first one and I guess it. because I don't like doing me measuring. It's a pain in the proverbial. And then what I usually do is I turn that one over like that. And you can see that turnover's a lot bigger than that. If I wanted to, I could make that one smaller and that one bigger, but I'm not going to. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that off, because that is I'm going to take it off here because I want to fold up under the bottom. So I've trimmed that down to 4 inches. That was perfect. And then I'm going to burnish these edges down like that. Then I'm going to turn this up, and we'll move this out the way because I don't need that. I'm going to turn it up, so it's just going to make it a page about probably about 3.5 inches, 3 3/4 inches. And there we are. Now, as you can see, you've got those squares there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim, I'm going to make that smaller. So I'm just going to cut it up the side of the text. And then where that is, I'm just going to cut it straight across. And straight across there. If you cut it straight across, then when you put that down, you don't have a lot of bulk, otherwise you can end up with bulk. And you don't want bulk. Not in your, well, you've got enough stuff going in your junk journal. And then what I want to do is I want to put a nice little thumb notch in, and I'll measure that. That's 3.5. So I took that up. I've been folding bits of Bookpage over for a wee while now, so I kind of can do 1/2 inches, no problem. I'm just finding the middle bit of that pocket so I can see it there. I'm going to put that in there, and I'm just put that, so I've got my thumb notch. And then my stencils on it. So I'm going to do some stencils, so I'll just... Now, on the other one, I did the pumpkin patch. I'm not going to do the pumpkin patch on that one. What I might do is I might do this one. It's a big pumpkin. Now, it has got a pomegranate on, and this stencil said pomegranates and pumpkins, but because it's not the pomegranate and pumpkin yet, it has got a pomegranate on, but hey-ho, people will just, it can look like a funny shaped pumpkin, a rather thin one. And I don't think I'm going to do this in orange. I think I'm going to do it in Fire Brown, which is one of the Harmony by Spectrum Noir. And I'm just holding it on, making sure that it's all in, because I've got pumpkins written down here, so I'm just... We'll have a look at that. You can see it. Oops, just slipped. If you slip, you slip. There we are. Put that in there, and then I can stand it up, and then we'll pull that off. Now look at that. And that's just a little bit of stenciling, and what I do is I wipe that off. And if you have got a little bit of stenciling that you don't want to include, just stick a bit of washi tape over it. It works. You don't have to use the full thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away and I'm going to stitch around it. I might change the thread in my machine and do it like a brown. I'm not sure, but you'll see when I get back. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I'm back. So what I did was I did did change my thread to, it's a very, very fine, sort of like silky, I would say burgundy, dark red. And I did straight stitch along there because I'm not the greatest at going round, so I tend to do that by hand, just winding it on. Then I did a zigzag, and I quite like that. It doesn't overtake the pocket, but it just gives it a nice look. And I think we'll put some labels on before we do anything else on there. Now I've got some labels and things that came with these. We're going to use these as tags. On the other one I used some, I've got loads of bits and pieces of these die cuts that I keep cutting out, and I keep saying I'm going to use, and then I don't use them, and I think it's about time I started using them. So I've got this, so I'm going to put that on some then. That's just, it's just die cuts with hole reinforcers and things like that, and because I used the burgundy, I'm going to use that. I might actually use that on there. Yeah, I think I've got some more of them. Let me have a look. Sorry for... There's another one. There's some orange ones. They're just singles. And I've got some of these. So we'll see. We'll see what we're going to do, but we're going to decorate the pocket first. And I've still got some little bits of the confetti that we made the other day, because I've still got a shaker card. So we'll put that in the pocket as well, because that needs to be used. We've got some hearts. Look, I'm not going to search. Right. So what do we want to do? Have we got pumpkins? We've got autumn, pumpkin spice and all things nice. I think we'll have autumn, and I think we'll work on this side, because on the other one I worked on that side. So we'll have autumn. I think we might have that on there as well. So I'm just going to ink round this. And we'll stick that on. Okay, so that's Fresh Farm Pumpkins, the Pumpkin Patch, Anderson & Co. This was a label that I made myself. Let me get this Fryer Brown out again so I can ink round. And we'll have that there. If it goes over the stitching, it goes over the stitching. And then we'll have our little bulldog clip. On there, like that. And I think we'll put some little hearts on. So we'll just this is when your nails get in the way. There we are. And you can see that one's lifted a bit. Now you can stitch on them, but what you don't want is you don't want these loose when you put your pockets down. So check before you... And that one's all right. And that's all right. The rest's all right because it's been stitched round. So we'll have this one. So, and all the lives that we ever lived, and all the lives to be, are full of trees and changing leaves. Virginia Woolf. Very profound. I just quite liked it. And I think we'll put this on this side. Okay. And I think we'll do this one. No, I can't remember where. I think it's that way, isn't it? Yeah. That's the way it goes. How the heck am I supposed to get that the same on the other side? I don't know. There we are. Rated it. Now, the one good thing about this is because of the way it is, and I can lift that out, and then I've got a flat surface. This is why I like doing my journals like this, because I can work on the flat pages. Slip off the page glue time. And then what I like to do is I just like to position it in between the stitching, and it just looks nice in the middle. And then we'll, it's a little bit smaller on that one, but we're going to put some thread through it. So this is just garden twine basically, and I've got some orange garden twine somewhere. Here we are. That I got from the garden centre last year, and it's a little bit thicker, and it's like woolly, and it makes my teeth go funny. You know, like scraping on a chalkboard. When I was a kid, I used to hate wearing woolly jumpers. Oh, used to set my teeth on edge all the time. And my mum and my nana and my aunties were all knitters, so we all had woolly jumpers. Okay. And we'll put this one through like that. Actually, I can't. I need to tie that one in a knot. Oh, trust me to do something to make me keep touching the wool a bit longer. There we are. And we'll put that one in there. And then we'll just pop these out. We'll just pop that one in there. And we'll just hold that one like that. So there we are. That looks cool. I quite like that. So we've got the 2 pockets. So that one I did off camera, and that one I did on camera, and I'm quite pleased with that. I like the little bits. I dropped more. So, and this will go on any page. That's quite a nice one. That's quite a nice one. Got our butterflies on there. I think it's between that one and that one. I think that one. And I've got some paint shade cards here, ideal for cutting punches and stuff like that. So obviously I don't want that one, but I want a pocket round about that size. So let me measure that. So I need it about 3 inches deep. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll do some, and the colours in are, I'm going to use iced spruce, bundled sage to start with. So, and all I do is I just tap my ink pad on there and give it a little bit of water, and as Tim Holtz says, break up the party. And then all I do is I just drop that on there like that. And I have got a spare bit here that I was mopping up ink from the last one. And I'm going to dry that. And there you can see, so when you use the oxides and you mix water with them, you get sort of like the yellowy cast. It's not fully dry, but it'll do. And I'm going to go for iced spruce. And this is like a grey green. Again, not a lot of water. Some down there, some there, and some in the middle. I'll leave that there and I'll pick up the rest with this. And this way you don't waste too much ink. And again, I'm going to dry this. Okay, and the reason I've used these colours is because the page that I'm going to put this on, lost it. It's got like the, you know, the greys and the pale greens, but what I am going to do is I am going to use quite a dark green now, and it's quite a strong green, rustic wilderness, so I'm not going to do a lot. And this is just a distress, just a couple of taps. And as you can see, that's quite a, spread that out. And because I'm tapping it like this, I really don't know what I'm getting. I think that's enough with that one. And then we'll take this and we'll just mop it up. And then the rest we just wipe up. And as you can see, that's quite pretty. And then I'm going to dry this. Okay, so that now to me matches that. So what did I say? I wanted 3.5 inches. So I'm going to trim this on my trimmer. I'm going to take the top bit off. And then 3.5 inches. Now all my journal pages are the same size, so I know to put this in 1/2 inch. That's more than 1/2 inch. Julie, if you think that's 1/2 inch. That's it. And yeah, we want to writing up the right way. When I stick my book pages down to the pages together, I try and do them the right way so I can work on either side. And again, so again, I've got these little bits and just quite like that. And am I going to use rustic wilderness to ink around the edges? I think I will. Oh, we need to put a wee notch in. So again, to find the middle, I just fold it in half. I can see the middle's that line. So again, and then I can carry on inking. I'm not being too neat about it, doesn't really matter. So there we are. So I'm going to put my inks away. And that's how quick you can do this. I mean, Yeah, I have speeded up the heating bit, the drying, but that doesn't take long either, unless you're doing loads, you know, if you're covering it and then spraying it and getting your like wee spots and that. But for this, I'm not that bothered. Now what I do have is I have an ivy stencil. Nope, not that one. And I'm going to do an ivy right the way across. Now what colour do I want? I'm thinking peeled paint. Again, it's like a yellowy, and this is an oxide, so it's kind of a yellowy one, so I want a different brush. And I don't want it to overtake that too much, but so I'm moving the stencil up. And if I wanted, I could just do bits. In fact, I think that's what I will do, make it look more natural. I might need to go over this a little bit with a different green, I think. Yeah. And we'll do this little bit here. So we'll do that, and I think we'll go in with, what I'll do is I'll do the peeled paint in there. That's what I should have done in the first place, not the oxide. So I'm just wiping my brush a bit. And then that'll take it, yeah. That darkens it. I knew I wanted peeled paint, but I just used the oxide instead of the distress ink. Okay, and then we'll just wipe that off. And no, we're not going to do any of that. No, I think I'm just going to leave it at that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away and I'm going to stitch round it. And I will be back. Hi, that's me back. So I've stitched round it. I did it in a multi-green thread. And I'll just, and it's one I got from Temu, and it's just dark greens, light greens, and like a yellowy green. You get them in a pack of 10. They're quite cheap and they're not bad on machines. They're quite a strong thread. So again, I've got some tickets. I'm going to put fragile on this. And just going to ink round it. Now these are tickets I've made on Bookpage. I think I did a masterboard, and I think we might go around with the rustic wilderness, or what's left on it. Whoops. And I'm just gluing in the middle because I've got some, oh, don't put it upside down, Julie. Now, yeah, that's a dove holding a letter. And again, have that way, and we'll have that over the top, and this one at the bottom. This one isn't anything, it's just what I've cut off. It's got some like chevrons on it, because what I did on my masterboard, I just did random stamping, and that's actually coming off the backing, which is fine. So I'll stick this on. And we'll put that there. I'm just going to put some glue under my stamp. And then we'll glue this one down. I'm going to ink round this one as well with the green. And this was just bits of envelope. When I do the spine for my journals, I do the spine out of 12-inch brown envelopes because they're quite sturdy. And then we'll bring our journal in. There. And again, because of the way you can see the brown envelope, you can cover that if you want. I don't. I'll just leave it as it is. And there we are. So we'll stick that in. And again, because we've put Bookpage together, you can stitch around those edges if you want. And this one's opening up a little bit, so I'm shove my nail. I think it's all right actually. Was that one? And if you're worried about, you know, this opening, what you can do is you can stick your bottom one down first. Now this is a trick I saw, I think it was Genevieve, but she put Scotch tape on. I'm not. I'm just going to use some washi tape because this is quite sticky, this. And I'm looking for something to just, yep, wasn't very good. And then what we do is, once now we've got that down, we then glue our edges. And that's if you're worried about anything, you know, sort of like it opening. I mean, you could put washi tape on the edges as well if you wanted. I've never had any problems. I just check and then I squish it down that way. So if you squish your pockets down, you sometimes get like a big flap there, and you can see I've gone over the stitch in there, but oh, that's fine. Now to see what we're, and I quite like that. It is quite nice because it's got sort of like the yellows in there, but all the rest of the colours are there. So we've got some that's a pocket. So we've got a summer moon, and that's got a bead on it, so we'll not put that one in there. I think we'll have that one, I think, or that one. No, we'll have that one, and we'll have that one because that was when I did the video of stamping on material, and I have got an I thought I had an envelope. It must have been this one. So this is a journal with a card inside. Not a journal, it's a tag. So what we'll do is, I haven't got any green. Okay, I'm not quite sure how much you missed of that. I knocked my camera, and I think I knocked my video off. So I'm going to put that in there, and we will get I think we'll use a gold one. No, we won't. We'll use an antique brass or an antique bronze, whichever. So we'll have the 2 tall tags. I'm just trying to see what ribbon I've got. Just let me see if I've got some green ribbon. Yes, I have. Yep. And this doesn't really need much decorating. It is part of the ephemera with the botanicals kit. So we'll pull that through, and it goes that way, because this is how I like to do my ribbons. And then we'll just actually get my little Tim Holtz scissors. They're not my little Tim Holtz scissors there. So I just put the 2 ribbons, the edges together like that. Hold it, and then from the edge towards the knot, and that gives you the flag shape or banner shape, whichever. There you are. And there we are. That's that one. So I hope you get something out of that. So we've got these lovely Bookpage pockets that we created. If I can find it, there we are. And same Bookpage, but just different colours, different journals, and they look totally different. It's amazing what you can do with Bookpage. I mean, you don't have to stitch around them. If you don't stitch around it, make sure that it is glued well down. And your different tags. So this is the botanicals, and this is the pumpkin spice. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.